Hi guys, it's Aunt V from Aunt V's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome to the channel. So today you might see a title that says Sheer Luck. Well, we're not talking about the luck you might be thinking of. We're talking about sewing and alterations and shears. SHEAR, shears. So, in order to do your DIY clothing alterations, you will need to know how to choose scissors or shears to use when preparing to sew. But before buying your shears or your scissors, ask yourself a few questions. You don't have to generate the questions, I have those for you. So just listen up, listen closely, and I hope this video is useful for you. If it is, by the end, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and you can share this video with yourself if you want, so that later you can go back and look at it and look up some of the details. All right, so let's get started. The first question that you want to ask yourself to find out if you have the right shears or scissors for yourself and for your projects is this. Question number one: how will I use my scissors? One thing that you don't want to do is this. You don't want to use your scissors that you use for sewing to cut cardboard boxes, paper, plastic, or any of that, okay? So, in order to find out which shears to buy, you're going to need to know what you're going to do with those scissors, okay? How will I use my scissors? Is the first question you ask yourself. If you say to cut fabric, then that's a good start because we're talking about sewing, right? Pinking shears like these, like these, pinking shears like these are good for just what I have here, cutting denim and all of those things, okay? Heavy weight fabric, any weight fabric, actually, these peak shears are good. I've done it. I've done it with fabric that is so sheer that it's see-through. Well, if they're really, really sheer, you might want to go to something pointy, okay? All right. Hi. Excuse me, guys. I have to say hello. Hi. Is that Sharon? Hi, Sharon. You are the first person to say hi. And if you're not here to watch, feel free to just go look at something different, and then we'll see you on another video. But thank you for saying hi. I appreciate it. Hi, Mr. C. Thank you for being here. So we're talking about shears on this one. So if this is not the topic, I can see you on another video. I will. All right. So we're not talking about shears to cut hair with, okay? We're talking about shears to cut fabric with. Pinking shears, PINKINGSHEARS, pinking shears like these with the zigzag edges, and those are good for cutting fabric. Hi, Bamid. Those are good for cutting fabric and keeping that fabric from fraying on the end. I do have a piece of fabric here, and I have used those pinking shears. See that? And it gives your Let me turn to this side so you can see the difference. Hold on. You see that? All right, so if I were to cut that edge, that's a factory edge. And if I were to cut that edge with regular all-purpose scissors, it has a chance of fraying, but with these pinking shears, it doesn't. So those are the shears that I use most for me in the projects that I do, regardless of the fabric. I do have a lot of stretchy fabrics like this that I use. I use the pinking shears on that. And today, in a previous video, I was working on a black skirt. I used pinking shears for that. They are dressmaking shears as well. So, but the second question you want to ask yourself is this: do I have a problem with my hand or wrist? Or wrist, not risk. That's a whole different topic, isn't it? My hand or wrist. If I have a problem with my hand or wrist, a heavyweight scissor is not the thing that you might want to tackle for a lot of work. I do a lot of work with scissors. So lightweight is under 50 grams. Okay, that's a lightweight scissor. You can use that if you're having problems with your wrist, like carpal tunnel or something like that. And if you're going to be cutting for a long time, a lightweight scissor might be good for you, okay? But if you have a real problem with your wrist and you're not an avid sewer, I would suggest to you, regardless of what we share today, go into a fabric store and get one of those professionals to help you, okay? And oh, you wonder what the difference? Yeah, the difference between the pinking shears and I'm gonna say all-purpose shears here. This is like probably a Westcott stainless steel all-purpose shear. This you can use on paper, Bamit. And this, the pinking shears, I would not suggest you use on paper. I would suggest you only use that on your fabric, okay? And so you reserve these. You know how people tell them, don't use my good china, tell them, don't use my good scissors for paper, okay? That's for my fabric only. And then these are all purpose. You can do plenty of things with these. You can snip like lightweight things like ribbon, paper. You wouldn't use this for cardboard box. I'm going to tell you, if you want to buy a separate pair of these pinking shears, this baby could cut through anything that you can think of. A lot of things, I'm telling you, because these teeth here, those zigzag teeth, they can cut through a lot of things. So that's it. I wanted to come on and I wanted to share this with you so that you don't have to go into a store and wonder which scissors are good for you. You can know if you have a problem with your wrist, use lightweight scissors or whatever your doctor orders, okay? And then if you want to cut paper, use all-purpose scissors. I hope that helped someone, and thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and drop a comment below and let me know if you're working on something that I can come over to see too. All right, thank you so much for being here, and have an amazing night. Bye-bye.